I am Joan of Arc, a simple peasant girl born in Domremy, France, in 1412. My life was ordinary until the age of 13, when I began hearing voices, divine voices of saints like Michael, Catherine, and Margaret. They told me I had a mission, to save France, a nation torn by war, and to see Charles VII crowned as king. I had never wielded a sword or led an army, but the strength of my faith made me believe that nothing was impossible with God. At 17, I left my village and presented myself to the Dauphin, Charles VII. People doubted me, laughed at me, but I never wavered. I convinced Charles that I was sent by God to lead his armies. With no military training, I found myself at the head of troops, leading them into battle. At Orleans, we won a miraculous victory, lifting the siege and turning the tide of the 100 Years' War. Despite the dangers, my trust in God was absolute. I fought not for my glory, but for France and for God's will. I saw Charles crowned at Reims, fulfilling my divine mission. But soon after, I was captured by the Burgundians, who sold me to the English. They wanted to break my spirit, to prove that a girl could not be called by God to such greatness. I was put on trial for heresy, accused of everything from cross-dressing to sorcery. For months, they tried to intimidate and confuse me, but I never abandoned my faith. I stood firm in my testimony, that I was sent by God to do His will. In the end, they condemned me as a heretic, and I was sentenced to die. On May 30, 1431, I was tied to the stake in the marketplace of Rouen. The flames rose around me, but I was not afraid. With my final breath, I cried out, "Jesus, Jesus," knowing that my soul was destined for heaven. Though my body was destroyed, my faith was unbreakable. 25 years later, a new trial was ordered, and the truth came to light. In 1456, the Church cleared my name, I was declared a martyr, and my reputation restored. In 1920, I was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church, a symbol of unwavering faith, courage, and divine purpose. I remind people that even when the world doubts you, with God, all things are possible. My faith was my shield, my guide, and my strength, and it still echoes through time, calling others to trust in God's will, no matter the trials they face.